Hey guys, what's going on? So, for those of you that really don't follow competitive Wild Rift, you may not have seen this particular Varus build a lot. If you check the ranked leaderboards for Varus, if I go to the Varus ranked leaderboards, where is he? He's right at the bottom. You'll notice that like a lot of the, I mean, this is a troll. This is a Giga Troll Varus build. I have no idea what that's about. But you'll notice that a lot of the top Varus builds right now are like AP Varus builds, or going for the sort of the classic on hit. But one of the builds that has been really rising up in competitive play is a Manamune Lethality Varus, which focuses primarily on doing insane damage with his first ability, in terms of stacking up his second ability stacks, his Blighted Quiver stacks, and then using that arrow to proc them, and also just using the arrow to get really, really insane burst damage down. And so this is the build that is kind of hidden right now for most players, but actually is super strong and is making Varus a very viable pick in the ranked ladder right now. And a lot of people are actually finding that Varus is kind of a sleeper OP pick, and I think you'll start to see more and more Varus over the next few months. Manamune into Youmuu's Ghostblade, into Last Whisper, Duskblade the Drakthar, and Guardian Angel is kind of like the kind of the go-to build. In terms of the upgrade on his boots, I would say that you have a choice of two boots. Either go for the physical damage healing boots, which gives you a bit of burst of healing when you land your arrow, or you can go for the cooldown boots to get the cooldown as low as physically possible. In terms of upgrades for your boots, you can either go for Hextech Proto Belt or for Stasis. Both of which are fine. Hextech Proto Belt allows you to Proto Belt ulti engage. Stasis is obviously good versus things like Rengar, Evelynn, and other types of assassins. Choose depending on the game type that you're in. Oh, crap. Thanks to G2A for sponsoring the channel. Reference link in the description below. Forgot about that. And also, like, comment, and subscribe because I'm giving away skins and you've got about 6 days left. So make sure you comment, like, and subscribe on this video for your chance to win one of 10 skins being given away at the end of May. I'll do a pinned comment on my first video in June. Check that pinned comment to see if you're a winner. Boom, done it. I forgot at the start of the video. Sorry, guys. In terms of runes, Summon Airy. Why the hell am I going for Summon Airy? Like, what's this guy Excoundrel talking about? Like, idiot. No, but Summon Airy is pretty good because if you just use it with your arrow, you're constantly poking. And actually, if you look, Summon Airy scales pretty damn well with bonus AD. So the damage, you get a 20% bonus damage with your AD scaling. So it's actually a pretty solid rune for Varus to pick up. It definitely helps his laning phase poking, which is pretty insane. The other rune that you can clearly go for would be something like Conqueror, but you're not the same as on-hit Varus. You're not really looking to have massively extended teamfights with this Varus. You're looking to get a lot of damage down before the teamfight starts, and then obviously look for more burst-orientated damage. So even Electrocute would be something that you could consider. In terms of runes, Champion or Weakness would be my two favorite runes for Varus. Brutal could give you a little bit of an edge in the early laning phase as well, so you could consider that. And then I like Hunter Titan and Honey Fruit as my main two. You could also obviously go for Hunter Genius for the extra cooldown reduction. It really depends. If you're confident that you won't need the extra health from Honey Fruit, then go for Hunter Genius. Again, up to you. Honey Fruit's the safer rune. Hunter Genius is kind of like the win more rune. So if you're winning, you're already going to win. It's going to help you win a bit harder, which is why I always think it's a bit of a, hit or miss rune. Because if you're getting a participation in every kill, you're usually at a point where you're in a good spot anyway. So I just like Honey Fruit to give you the extra sustain in lane. Anyway, enough of my blabbering. We're going to watch Stuart and me. I was in the game, but we're going to focus on Stuart playing Varus with this build. I was playing Lulu. Lulu Varus is a pretty solid combo. And Stuart's a challenger AD carry, if you don't know him. He's got a great stream that I'm going to link in the description below. And I'm just doing a replay analysis of this game that Stuart and I played. So let's jump straight into it. Okay, guys, so I'm going to be using my drawing pen again. Here's me, little Lulu. Here's Stuart playing the Varus. You can notice that he's gone for the Sapphire Crystal first, which is a good way to sort of accelerate your spike with Manamune. You can either go for Longsword or Sapphire Crystal, but if you go for Sapphire Crystal, you're going to be looking to accelerate your stacking because Sapphire Crystal allows you to stack early on. It does mean you have slightly less power in the early laning phase. So let's get straight into this then. I might have to turn the sound down. That's it. So I trolled. As you noticed, we had no vision here. and we walk straight into a Braum Jinx level 1, which is really troll. We did manage to trade back okay. Like, if Stuart hit that arrow, we would have been, like, in a relatively even spot. But unfortunately, what has ended up happening here is we've now lost lane priority. And what I mean by losing lane priority is I'm so low that I can't step up on the Lulu. And so I'm not really giving Stu much edge. We're also losing out on the level 2 spike right now. One of the benefits of Varus, though, is he can farm from range with his first ability. But this really was just my issue. Like, I just didn't expect them to be in that brush. It's like the oldest trick in the book, to camp in the brush as a Braum and just look to sort of catch someone out early on. But not a great start for us in the laning phase. And you can see how far I am behind on experience right now. I'm like not even level 2 yet because we've been zoned away pretty religiously. However, what I'm showing you right now is if this happens, I'm just showing you how to try and at least try and recover from this stage in the game. Like, recovering from this stage in the game is important. So, you know, like, yes, we had a bad start. It doesn't mean that we need to int the laning phase. Like, we should be able to recover from this point, right? And we are just slowly using our passive health regeneration to recover as much as possible. They're shoving us into tower. Even if they went for a tower dive, like, even if Rengar went from here to here, we're relatively safe. Like, it'd be difficult for Rengar pre-level 5 to actually make the dive on us happen. So we're okay. Like, we're okay. This is a very risky ward from me because Rengar could have been in that area, but you know, I felt like I was in a relatively okay spot to do it. So I'm taking a lot of damage here, but Stu, like, nice barrier, and watch this, right? Just the Jinx trolls. The Jinx completely trolls. I want to watch that back, actually. Let's watch that back. Okay. Right. They're completely dominant. Stu is low HP. He has hit level 4. They hit Stu with the zap. Now watch Jinx. Look at all the... Right. Look at all the minion damage that Jinx is taking. She's not even thinking about it. And also, and Braum kind of trolled by using his Unbreakable super early on. But also, like, Varus can do that, right? Varus can definitely... Varus can definitely surprise people. And that, honestly, that summon Airy is really solid. And we had a nice little combo there with the... We don't look at Stu's ultimate. That didn't happen. We had a nice little combo there with the Evelyn to walk up and catch the Rengar. And I actually ended up picking up the blue buff and the kill, which has actually managed to recover the early laning phase from us. But honestly, the summon Airy doing some really big work for Stu this game. Like, just applying that little bit of extra damage to help us get the kills. And actually, you can see, like, Varus can really surprise people with that burst damage on his arrow. So, you know, that's one thing that I wanted to sort of to point out. So we're going towards Mana Mune and eventually Muramana as a first item. You can see that Stuart has stacked up 70 on the tier already. That will stack a lot quicker once we actually pick up the Mana Mune item. In terms of my item build, I'm working towards a standard Lulu build. So I'm going to pick up Redemption early on for the Dragon Fight, and then we're going to go straight for Ardent Sensor. If I was paired up with a Jinx, if I was Jinx Lulu, I might actually go for Ardent Sensor first, because it helps Jinx power spike a lot earlier. But we're in a really, really comfortable spot now. Like, we're in a good spot overall. However, Stu's going to be a little weaker than the Jinx just because he's running with a tier. And I think until he finishes that Muramana item, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. You can see there are 2 ways for you to proc the summon area as well from Stuart. Now, Stuart kind of trolls here. In fact, massively trolls. And I have to just basically... he should have flashed. He should have immediately flashed early on. But sorry, no, he didn't need to flash earlier on. He should have waited, saved his flash till there. But we trade 1 for 1 at the end of the day, which is okay. We're okay trading 1 for 1 realistically here. And I'm just now clearing out the minion wave as much as possible. So I've used my ultimate, but I'm staying here to impact the dragon. Obviously, Stu and Evelyn are going to try and make their way over to the dragon pit right now. We have a Camille who's already made her way down. We have an Orianna here as well. Like, our team fight's good, right? We have the Orianna Camille combo. We have Evelyn for a lot of damage. We have Stu's ultimate, which is up in 20 seconds. If we can delay the dragon for 20 seconds, that puts us in a super strong spot because the Varus ultimate is really good. And what you're going to see, Varus in a team fight is one of the reasons why Varus is getting picked more often right now. Like, it's really, really good. So we've got 8 seconds until the Varus ultimate. Watch this. Watch the combo, especially with the Orianna, right? 3, 2, 1. Good opportunity now to look for a Varus ultimate. Combo it with an Orianna ultimate, right? So we got the Rengar is searching for someone. He's obviously quite far up. So that's a big engage. Nice Evelyn ultimate. Now watch the Varus ultimate. Varus ultimate into Orianna ultimate was absolutely disgusting. We somehow don't get a lot of kills to start with, but look at Varus, right? Summon Aerie doing work. Huge amount of damage coming out from the arrows as well. And I'm also picking up a couple of kills off the back at the back end of these fights too. So like really insane stuff from Varus in the very first team fight. And all he had was a Manamune. Like all he had was a Manamune. Not even yet stacked up to Muramana. So like that was just a beautiful combination. And that Orianna shockwave, mwah, chef's kiss level of Orianna shockwave. And that champion is so... I have to use my bleep. Gonna have to use my bleep. Dumb. Jinx is so dumb. Why is Jinx allowed to do that? Why is Jinx, like, ultimate allowed to do that? Someone tell me why Jinx's ultimate is allowed to do that much damage to minions. It outsmites people. The same with the Evelyn ultimate if you've got the Mastermind rune on as well. It outsmites people. That's just ridiculous. Honestly, it's absolutely ridiculous. I will never stop ranting about how broken that ability is. So we're in a good spot now. Like, Stu is 3-1-4. Like, we had a bit of a rough early laning phase, but we basically just played to not int, which was okay. Braum ultimate catches out Stu again. I just use Redemption and ultimate to keep him safe. But look at the re-engage. The re-engage is big. He's got Blighted Quiver Stack stacking up. And it's an easy pick off on the Braum. People really do underestimate Varus's damage. And I think, you know, people going for this build in particular, you're starting to see like a lot of ramp up on the damage. Like, watch this. If Stu can actually land the arrow, look at how much damage that did. She was so nearly dead. And then catches her right at the end. That's insane, right? Absolutely insane how much damage and range that ability gives you, especially if you're going for this. Now, Stuart's gone for the cooldown boots. Like I said, you have the option to go for the cooldown boots because it's going to give you a much shorter cooldown on your arrow, which obviously is one of your main damage dealing abilities. But of course, you can go for the vamp boots if you feel like you need the sustain, or even some of the defensive boots if you want to consider them as well. I'm playing like risky game right here. Like risky game. Unfortunately, top lane... Oh my god, that champion is so stupid. Jinx, man. Jinx. What? Why? Oh, it's just like, you can play really bad all game, but then Jinx just uses her ultimate once and can sometimes pick up a kill or even get an objective. So Stu's kind of backing in a bit of a dumb location here. Because now he's like essentially dead. And you can see Jinx literally... I mean, Jinx flashes over this. Stu made the correct play in that regard. Jinx does manage to like essentially escape. Goodbye fight. Jinx manages to escape here. We couldn't do anything about it. I mean, she burnt Flash for it, right? But now I think Jinx has got like 2 kills now. So like a lot of our early good laning phase has been equalized because the gold difference is not that huge, and Jinx has actually picked up a lot of good kills. So, you know, I think you've got to be a bit careful about making those kind of errors when you're ahead. But Stu is still 5-2-4. He's now picked up the Yomu's Ghost Blade, which is a huge item spike. Like this 2-item spike for Varus, you really want to look to abuse it. You want to look to use it and fight with it as much as possible. And we're a strong 2v2. Like Lulu makes Varus have a stronger extended fighting phase in team fights. Like you can see Galio. Like, watch that. Galio's coming down to protect this tower. So Galio's coming down to protect this tower. Which leaves Orianna with the opportunity to push up mid. So if Orianna is sensible, she pushes up mid here and tries to threaten the mid lane tier 1. But it looks like there's a bit of a fight going on in the top lane, so she makes a rotate up. We have to be a little careful, though, because Galio still exists. However, look at this damage. Watch this, right? Ridiculous. Ridiculous damage. And we end up getting the tower as well. So we get the first tower of the game, which is absolutely huge. And that's 6-2-5. I'm also having a good game on Lulu, by the way. I'm picking up kills left, right, and center. We're running with a double summon Aerie lane as well. So I've got summon Aerie and Stuart's got summon Aerie. So it's a very heavy poke lane. So this lane is like really good into melee supports, right? So this lane is like super good into like Leona's and Alistair's, as long as you're not getting engaged on constantly and you're able to use that summon Aerie in the laning phase. You can really, really poke out like weak either weak enchanter lanes like a Janna lane, which doesn't have as much presence maybe as a Lulu in terms of being aggressive, and you can really poke out melee supports. Specifically, like this lane would be super good into an Alistair lane, because Alistair is really obvious when he's looking for an engage. So if you just know that he's coming at you, you just step back and you slap him with the summon Ares, you're going to do a lot of damage. Again, he walks straight into a Varus ultimate. You can't escape, and it's a very easy kill for Varus. You can actually use your ultimate. I would recommend that you use Varus ultimate whenever you see someone. If you're around an objective and someone just face checks, use the Varus ultimate. Don't wait for some ridiculous like teamfight wombo combo. Just go for the big Varus ultimate. So go for the initial Varus ultimate, because getting that one pick with the Varus ult is going to set your team up for a 4v5, and your ultimate has already been useful. So I see way too many people who have like these ultimates that catch people out, or these ultimates that are supposed to be big teamfight ultimates, looking for like the perfect time to use it. Don't wait for the perfect time to use it. Legit, just look for the first person that you can land it on. So me and Stuart overextend here because the Galio has obviously made his way down again. He's looking for a flank. I kind of saw it and I was like just telling him to back. So I immediately slow him here. We get a really nice Varus ultimate off. Stuart gets a bit of attack speed. He's basically the sacrificial lamb though. I'm like, there's no way I can save you here. We get a teleport coming through. Massive shockwave from the Orianna, which was absolutely insane, but we still can't end up winning. But me and Orianna are just like, watch this, we're just like basically shielding each other, looking for a way back into this fight because of how far, much slow and how much HP we've got. We chased them all. I'm sorry I'm not showing you because this is a replay that I had to record. We basically chased them all the way down the lane. We forced the teleport out of them. And then the teleport came back in from the Galio. And then we were just like walking backwards, shielding each other like, God, we've got to escape. But we ended up, managing to escape in the end anyway, which is really good. But we did a lot of distraction. We ran a lot of distraction there. It allowed Evelyn to push a wave up in the mid lane. So at least we're denying something from the enemy in this circumstance. Stu's now gone for the Last Whisper. It's going to make, especially versus a tank Gragas, is going to make him a little bit more viable in terms of just landing consistent poke damage. And you can see here that the Camille is just looking for that potential engage. Nice Varus ultimate, and watch, she's just going to get burst out. Easy kill. Like you don't underestimate this ability here. This ability does a lot of damage based on missing health. So if you have a low HP tank, you can very easily burst them out. And the good thing about Varus is if you go for this build, a lot of his abilities, like these abilities, so in fact, just all of these abilities, they all deal magic damage. In fact, I think this one here is the only one that deals physical. This one might deal physical, I can't remember. This one definitely deals physical, but this is magic and this is magic. So you have a really good mixed damage profile. You don't need to play AP Varus because if you play AD, you have a lot of AP damage in your kit anyway. Like this is really heavy AP damage because it's percentage max health based damage. So you actually have a really good mixed damage profile coming out from Varus just through the nature of his kit. And I'm hoping you're seeing the usefulness of the Varus ultimate in almost any situation. And it's on such a ludicrously short cooldown. That's what makes this champion so nutty. Like, Stuart's only just used that in the top lane on the Gragas, and it's already back up. Like, you can constantly look to make picks over and over again with this Varus ultimate. It's absolutely insane. Plus, watch this, right? He's just going to use it on, like, what's the Rengar going to do? He's just dead. He went from, like, half HP to 0. I mean, Stuart is 9, 3, and 5, but that's just ridiculous, right? And it's on it's already on a 25-second cooldown. Like, you've almost got this ability back up and ready to go. And watch this. Like, okay, Braum's a pretty good champion into Varus for that reason, right? But watch Stuart just, rack up. How much damage did he just do there? Killing spree onto the Braum. Like, nutty damage. Like, watch these arrows as well. Like, watch him charge these arrows. Nice flash out of the Jinx ultimate, by the way. Stopped her from getting a reset. Oh, snipes her. Get... Jinx! Get. I hate Jinx, dude. She's like, my opinion on Jinx is like she's one of the easiest AD carries to play for people who can't play AD carry. Watch this Varus ultimate again. Watch him burst this Rengar. What was that? He just died. Oh, yeah, Jinx is like in my opinion, Jinx is like the easiest AD carry for people who can't play AD carries. I think Jinx is like one of the lowest skill AD carries in the game. Not that that's a problem, by the way. Not that that's a problem. I don't want you to guys think that's a problem. It's just that I think anybody can play Jinx and carry games. That's why I put her in my top 5 champions for that are OP this patch with the Lulu, because I think anybody can play Jinx because she's very simple. That's what makes her easy. She really is as simple as a basic attack. Sometimes place your traps down. and then eventually just, you know, eventually sometimes use Zap. But for the most part, she's a very simple champion to play. All right, so Stu's now got Duskblade of Drakthar, which is obviously really good. He's gone for the Stasis, which I think versus a Rengar, a Gragas, and a Galio is the correct idea. Because, you know, if Rengar jumps him, you want to make sure you're able to stay alive. Although, to be honest, I think Stu at this point, especially when I'm there with him, would probably be able to out-damage a Rengar. All right, so pushing up mid lane, like, there are not many things that we can do right now. Like, one of the best things that we can do right now... Oh, my God, that damage is disgusting. One of the best things that we can do right now... Oh, my God! Look at the damage. Okay, wasted ultimate, but it's zoning ultimate. One of the best things that we can do right now is obviously set up for Baron. I'm sitting here, nice redemption from me. In comes the Rengar-Galio combo. Stu does get knocked up. I think he'll end up dying. Or how does he survive this? Oh my God, how does he survive this? We're actually all surviving right now. But yeah, ping's coming down for Baron. We don't really have the HP to work with it, but we have got the honey fruits kind of lying around. So, you know, clearly, as you can see, we're all going to group up and go for Baron. This is the correct decision to end the game. I think their Rengar and their Jinx is down, so like two of the main ways that they can steal the Baron is gone. Plus, we have a lot of percentage HP shred with the Varus, so it's a very quick Baron, and that's an easy pickup for us. Now look at this Camille is like keen to end the game. This Camille's like, I'm just going to go straight up end the game by teleporting mid, but with the Baron, we should be able to just push straight down mid and end the game here. We're significantly far enough ahead, and you can see Stu's picked up a last BF sword as well. 15k gold. Ridiculous damage now. Doesn't even really need red buff really to end the game. Now Camille kind of went 1v5 here, which was a bit of an issue. Actually ends up getting a kill somehow. I get killed because I tried to help the Camille, but the Camille, you know, the Camille ends up getting a double kill here because I gave her my ultimate. You know, so I gave the Camille my ultimate and all the shielding and everything, and then she ends up getting a double kill and saves her GA, by the way. So I'm saying as my job as a support is done. And this is now pretty much easy enough for us to end the game. We're zoning out Rengar over here. It's literally just a tank Gragas and a Jinx, which you can see Stu just absolutely obliterates the Jinx. Nice flash and stasis. Nice stasis to get through the Jinx ultimate as well. And now it's just Jinx by herself trying to defend this tower, defend this base, and it's not going to happen. Boom! Easy game, easy life, guys. Varus is really hidden OP. Hidden OP.